Now, in this video, I want to talk to you about the job search situation right now going on, because it's quite difficult to find a new job for many people. I myself work as a career coach. I'm helping many clients through my career consulting service to help people find jobs. But let's listen to some good clips here about other people's experience in terms of the job search.
You have 300 roles posted. You have 2,000 people applying to each role. How long do you think that takes? Of those thousands of people that apply, maybe more than half of them apply to roles that they're not qualified for. It used to be 6 years ago, you could apply for roles you weren't qualified for and you might get hired. It happened to me. But now, companies are not willing to spend the money or the time to train people, and it really fucking sucks.
So the first thing is, many people, and I've done it myself in the past before, where you apply for jobs you're not really qualified for because you think they're looking at a range of people who are maybe at the right qualification level, people who have more experience, people who have less experience, and they're flexible in the role and who they can hire for that, right? And the truth is, many of these instances now, companies, they're cutting back so much on budgets, they don't actually want to hire lots of people, and if they do hire, they want you to be fully trained and ready to go. They don't want to provide you with training and coaching to develop your skills. So it is quite tough out there to find new opportunities.
Number 3, I cannot stress enough how a temp agency can help you get a job. The amount of roles that are converted from temp to permanent in these companies is insane. And not only temp roles, but sometimes we outsource to these agencies and say, hey, we don't have a candidate that's great. Do you guys have anybody? And they're like, yeah. And then that person gets hired on. Look at companies like Randstand, Robert Half. There are so many more. Fuck Indeed, fuck ZipRecruiter. Let them go. Last thing, to be very honest, I am making less than I have ever made in a recruiting position, ever. Because the job market is ass. Companies don't want to spend money. It is what it is. I still have to do my little things on the side to make money. It sucks, but it is what it is. And I wish things would change. I hope they change, but it's really bad right now, and hopefully these things can help somebody get a job.
So another important point there that she's making here is around temporary roles. And every time I was in between jobs looking for one job to the next, and if you're new to the channel, I've worked at some of these companies here like Goldman's and Morgan Stanley. When I've been in between jobs, what I've always done is essentially look for, when I talk to a recruiter, I always talk with their permanent full-time roles and also their temporary contract part-time roles team. There's typically 2 teams at each recruitment firm. So when you're talking to the permanent recruiters, the recruiters who are hiring for permanent full-time employment, also let them, can I talk to your other team that work on temporary roles, contract roles, things like that? Because what you're doing is you're effectively doubling your ability, you're doubling your chances of finding a job in this difficult job market. Because if you just say, I want permanent full-time roles, then they're not going to put your name forward for other roles, and you could be doubling your opportunity to get a new job, as I say, by effectively speaking to those teams. And there have been times where I was in the past looking for a new job. There weren't a lot of opportunities available, but I was being put forward for so many contract roles. I was getting so many interviews available for these jobs, which was great. And it was something I was very encouraged to see, that there's a whole new market out there. If you're looking for a permanent role and you can't find one, just go for a contract role and you will find something typically that will suit.
Oh, hi there. I would like to apply for the job that you've had listed for several months now. No problem. Have you applied online? Yeah, I just thought I'd show an extra initiative and apply in person as well. Oh, well, that's great. Do you have your resume? Yes, I do. Here it is. Wow, I see very clearly that you fit every description we've asked for in this job role. And I live within like 20 minutes. Even better. The thing is, though, what? Yeah, no. Nope. But you're hiring for the role, right? Oh, definitely. Yeah, I complain daily about how understaffed we are. Right, and I fit every qualification? You had just said that. Oh, 100%, yeah, yep. But still the answer is no? Unfortunately, you're just not who we're looking for. Sorry. I wish you good luck, though.
That's an interesting joke there, right? But the truth is, there's been many cases where you might meet all the job requirements and then still the job market sucks because you can't get the role. I've dealt with instances in previous years where I've done this first, second round, or even third round interview. I've done the exact same job at another company, and the company I'm interviewing at is asking for almost the same or exact same level of expertise and experience. And I've done this, like I said, I've done the exact same thing at another company, but then just for some completely non-existent reason, you won't get the job, and it'll be kind of annoying, right? And it's kind of difficult there, because even if you have the right skill level, they just don't want to hire you because they'll just come up with a no-nonsense reason, compared to If you've done the exact same role at one investment bank and you're going to another and they say, oh, we've done a couple rounds of interviews and we don't want to hire you, and it's like, I've done the exact same role at another bank, I can do it here. But that's how difficult it can be sometimes, and that's why in this type of job market, if you can, avoid quitting your job, because there might not be good opportunity available for you out there, even if you think they are. Right, and if you're going to quit, you just consider maximizing your ability to exploit any company benefits you have, so you make the most of it before you do quit. So let's have a look at the next clip here.
Why can't I get a job? That is everybody's burning question. Anytime I post any sort of budgeting, paycheck breakdown video, anything like that, everybody asks me, why don't you have a better job? You need to get a better job. I work part-time in retail and I make $16.50 an hour, which is about $1 more than minimum wage in Connecticut where I live. And that's the only job I could get. I graduated with my last degree. I have 2 bachelor's degrees. I graduated with my last degree at the end of 2022. So it's been 2 years since I graduated, and I have been trying since before I even graduated to get a job in my field. And it has been impossible.
So the main point here is, right, we've got a woman who's got 2 degrees, and the point is, if she got 1 degree and she couldn't find a job or sustainable income sources, then why would she get the 2nd degree? So lots of people out there, they think education is the reason, and getting more educated is not necessarily going to solve your job search. You should think, what skills do you have that are marketable, right? I don't know her exact background, but if she's doing a particular degree, if she's doing a law degree, there's no point topping that up with a finance degree and then thinking that's going to help your job prospects. You should probably keep searching harder for a good job opportunity, or develop some skills that you can market online and become a freelancer in some sense to supplement your income. That's the right way of doing things, because this is just not the right path to take, in my opinion. So that's advice for anyone out there, because a lot of you are probably going to think, okay, maybe the job search isn't going well, let me go back to the education. But you've got to really think if going back to education really is going to help you, help your job prospects, or you're just completing a qualification for the sake of it.
The little boy and his bear will always be playing together. And that phase would bring tears to my eyes for years. People sacrifice their playfulness, their joyfulness, being driven by unconscious needs to validate your existence. And where does that come from? Again, that comes from childhood trauma. Play is so important, and joy is so important. In that sense, we can always keep playing in the enchanted forest, and that's just essential, I think.
To be honest.
So I guess what this guy is trying to tell you is not to get too caught up and in this example, which making it relevant to what the topic I'm discussing here, he's talking about, keeping your joyfulness and your playful nature always there, even if you're dealing with a difficult job market, even if you're dealing with in a situation where you have a kind of a toxic work environment. This system, and this is something I'll discuss in future videos, is engaged in psychological warfare with you. The system and how it's run is deliberately sabotaging the currency by printing money out of thin air through central banking, sabotaging the job market through all this mass migration, which reduces the amount of jobs available to everyone else, and through DEI, which means that people who, on the basis of their gender or race, are getting promoted or hired, not on the basis of competency. This system is effectively self-sabotaging itself, and in effect, because you're a member of society, everyone participates in this society to a certain extent, your future is kind of being sabotaged. You sabotage your ability to succeed. So it's quite annoying to kind of have to deal with that. It's no fault of your own that this system decided to shut down the economy for 2 years, and now the inflation's at all-time high. So it's kind of like, as bad as things get, you don't let the financial aspect or the career aspect really destroy your mental health or your sense of self, and it's not your fault to take the blame for all of these destructive path that the system has taken.
And they are working a lot. Many people even put in their 100% in jobs. You wonder why most people are like, hey, we're not putting in 100% in this workplace. We're just doing enough to actually just keep being employed. Because at the end of the day, whatever you do for them, they pay you. So they pay you the bare minimum, very little amount that is even barely enough to actually keep your head above the water. So it's like, why put in so much effort for such companies?
So what she kind of is finishing off there is kind of supporting the point I was making, is you need to conserve your energy. At the end of the day, you're working a job to earn money, to live life on your terms. And if you're searching for a job, that's exactly what you're searching for. Don't let them drain you of your energy, your health. Figure out what is essential for you, what work is essential that you need to do in your workplace, and don't put in 100%. I would always recommend, if you're working a job, figure out what effort level other people are putting in. Is typically never 100%, it's probably around 70%. So that's what I would offer, maybe 60 to 70% each day of my life working for a company until I can focus on pursuing my own dreams. So I hope you found that helpful. I know it's a difficult job market out there. I provide career advice to my clients, helping them with their CVs and resumes, LinkedIn profiles, cover letters, interview practice, help them plan their career path and their personal finances too. So it's something I provide. There is a link in the description if you're interested. Leave a comment below. How's the job search going for you? How are you dealing with how's the job search and the lack of job stability impacted your current job if you're working somewhere right now, in terms of, are people quite friendly? Is it quite tense at work? Do you think there could be a layoff at any moment? It's quite interesting thing if you leave your comment below and see how other people are feeling about their jobs too. So thanks for listening. There are 2 recommended videos on your screen right now, a free ebook in the description, and I'll see you next time.